that was a difficult time span between losing your brother and then your parents' divorce.
Yes. And that was my last year of the like opioid abuse and alcohol
Right.
use.
God was shaking everything that could be
Oh,
shaken.
the like my foundations, my
Yes.
hero, my brother,
Yeah.
gone. The foundation, mom and dad are always there. They're married. Like that's mom and dad. They're
Yeah.
always back in Canada.
Right.
They're there. Now they're getting divorced. You saw, I kept saying, can't get worse, can't get worse. It kept getting worse. And then finally,
Can I interject really quick,
Mhm.
Tony? What you just said, just because I hear this so much where parents don't realize what their impact does to their kids, no matter the age. I hear this all the
Agreed.
time, right? It's like because that's your foundation, it's your identity. And
Yeah.
even though they may have been done with whatever the marriage or
Right.
whatever they went through,
Right.
it can't not affect you.
No, you're right. And you have, and I think a lot of times you have no idea how it can affect the kid, depending on
Right.
the kid,
Right, right.
or the adolescent. Eh, some come out resilient,
Yeah.
you know. Some come out with a smothering mother, which is not the best either,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because
Over
now,
mothered, under fathers, I see it
right,
all the
how do
time.
you, deal with adversity if you've been protected your whole life?
Right, right. You can't,
So
you can't.
you can't.
Welcome to
You'll
2024.
right. We're living in that world.
Exactly.
So, my whole foundation was shook and so the miracle of sobriety happened only by an act of God, and the interesting thing was going through all of that turmoil, um, of my own personal turmoil of the addiction. I was never mad at God. I really never had it, like, was never mad at God. When my brother died, I wasn't mad at God. The only time I was and this is recent, this was in 2017. The only time I don't even wanna say I was mad, but I felt that God was unfair because 'cause when, my mom died of Alzheimer's,
Right.
and so first she had dementia and then died, and that lasted 7 years. So it's kinda like you lose her twice. You lose her mentally,
Yes.
then you lose her
That's
physically,
so true.
and that was really hard on me. Even knowing that she was gonna that her life was coming to an end soon, it was hard. And thinking about everything she went through and
Mhm.
all the one of the toughest people, not just women, people I've ever met in my life. And I felt like she didn't deserve to die that type of death
Mhm.
because it wasn't a pretty death.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't mad at God, but I felt that he was unfair. Well, my opinion on that's changed
Yeah.
because I
Yes.
didn't stay in that space too long.
Yeah.
And there were some great lessons that came from that.
Yeah.
Even that was a huge adversity for me.